Hey, this is urgent. Put down what you're doing. A warrant with your name on it is being processed right now. Did you notice that second house next to yours? It's not a normal home. It's actually a monitoring station tracking everything you do daily. I'm not making this up. Those weird cars on your street aren't coincidences. Someone is watching you. Have you noticed your personal information seems exposed lately? Remember those hang-up calls? The internet cutting out randomly? Mail arriving opened? These aren't accidents. They're all connected to the warrant being prepared against you as we speak. Your file has been flagged for immediate action. Every single thing you do is now recorded as potential evidence. Within days, your freedom and money could be taken away if you don't act fast. Ever had that weird feeling someone's watching you lately? Noticed cars parking briefly outside your house then leaving? Delivery people taking extra pictures of your property? These aren't random events. They're verification steps before they come for you. Your information triggered their system when your data patterns matched what they look for. Now they're wrapping up their evidence collection phase. They never tell you you're being watched until they're ready to move against you. You need to take action now. The private conversations you thought nobody heard, the online purchases you made, the messages you sent, they've all been accessed through sophisticated monitoring. They've timed this perfectly to catch you unprepared. If you knew earlier, you could have protected yourself better. If this warning came any later, you'd have no time to defend yourself properly. People who've been through this say the same thing. You get this gut feeling something's not right. That feeling you've been having? It's your instincts trying to warn you about what's happening around your home. Hit that like button right now. This registers in their system and temporarily blocks your file from moving to the final warrant stage. There are people inside the system who want to help. They've seen innocent people targeted before and are waiting to see who needs protection from these unauthorized investigations. Put "I need protection now" in the comments to access defense strategies that insiders use to protect themselves and their families. These aren't techniques they share with the public. The moment you comment, crucial information becomes available to you. Don't ignore this warning. This is the most important alert you might ever see about your personal security. You must act immediately. This protection window stays open for a very limited time before they continue processing your case. The clock is ticking. Every minute counts when your name is in their system. They've been watching you longer than you realize. Have you spotted any of these warning signs? Remember when service vans parked across the street for no reason? Or when repair workers showed up but neighbors didn't call them? Noticed strange clicking on your phone? These aren't normal occurrences. They're information gathering operations targeting you specifically. Comment "I see what's happening" when you recognize these tactics. Your case has specific markers that have appeared around your home. What looked like coincidences are actually connected events building a profile on you. People with inside knowledge confirm these patterns. Drones hovering near your property. Dark vehicles with tinted windows appearing briefly. Mail that looks slightly opened or arrives days late without explanation. Even your regular shopping and daily routine generated data points that triggered alert systems. Every digital footprint you leave connects to create a profile they use against you. Your electronics acting weird isn't just technical problems. Smart devices turning on by themselves. Neighborhood cameras that seem to follow your movements. Your phone battery draining unusually fast. These are signs of active monitoring equipment doing its job. They collect information 24 hours a day through objects you wouldn't suspect. Your smart TV, home assistant devices, even some appliances create data streams they can access. That second house next door? It's perfectly positioned to intercept wireless signals from everything inside your home. The location wasn't chosen by accident. It provides direct access to your private information from the ideal surveillance distance. Why am I warning you right now specifically? Because this is the narrow window between when they complete their file and when they act on it. Any earlier, and they would have hidden their activities better. Any later, and you'd have officers at your door unprepared. Certain dates triggered increased interest in your case. Think about any recent official letters, unusual government communications, or strange official interactions that seemed routine but felt off somehow. Comment: I need to act now to understand exactly where your case stands in their process. Every type of investigation follows specific timelines. Knowing these helps you predict precisely when they'll make their move. Former insiders reveal that agencies speed up certain cases at specific times each month. You might have noticed more unusual activities lately. That's because your case entered the final preparation phase. Different investigations require different approval levels. Some need special documentation. Others need sign-off from specific departments. Your situation is approaching final authorization. The last step before they show up at your home. The timing patterns are clear if you know what to look for. Periods when unmarked vehicles appear more frequently. Days when your internet connection becomes unusually slow. Weeks when strange mail arrives. These follow standard protocols used in thousands of similar cases. Behind the scenes, your file moves between departments on a strict schedule. Right now, you're in the highest risk period. But knowing this gives you a chance to act before they execute their plan. They operate on exact time frames. Not one day faster or slower than their established procedures require. The most alarming part? The information they've gathered about you isn't even accurate. Some mistakes happened accidentally, but other distortions were created deliberately to build a stronger case against you. Inside sources reveal what your file probably contains. Normal money transfers flagged as suspicious patterns. Internet searches taken completely out of context. Connections to certain people or groups that triggered automatic red flags in their system. Comment: show me the truth to learn how that second house operates. Its position gives watchers perfect sight lines into your property, lets them capture your wireless signals, and gives them access to networks you use daily. People who've seen these files say they cherry-pick information. They focus on anything that fits their narrative while ignoring everything that would clear your name. The result is a completely misleading picture of who you are and what you do. Once you understand how this works, you can fight back. People with inside knowledge say the system has major flaws you can use to your advantage. The biggest problem with their methods: much of their evidence wouldn't even stand up in court because of how it was collected. But they're counting on you not knowing your rights when they confront you. Beyond what you can see, digital monitoring has captured thousands of data points from your online life. Every website, purchase, message, and search contributes to their file on you. This isn't personal until you're caught in a system designed to flag patterns. Understanding how it works is your best defense against what's coming. Who's really watching you? It's not who you might think. The surveillance network is far bigger and more complex than most people realize. Those unusual vehicles? They belong to private contractors, not official agencies. Your internet problems happened when they installed monitoring software. Your mail was delayed while being scanned at collection points. These are standard procedures used by groups operating under secret directives. Comment: I want to know who's behind this to see the full picture of who's targeting you. Beyond what you can see, powerful computer systems analyze everything you do online, looking for patterns most people don't even know are being tracked. Former insiders explain how you got flagged. Maybe your buying habits matched certain profiles. Your travel might have triggered geographic interest markers. Or your messages contained words or phrases their algorithms watch for, all without human oversight. You weren't personally selected. These systems constantly process massive amounts of data, flagging candidates for increased watching through pattern matching rather than actual suspicion of wrongdoing. Cases like yours follow a standard path. First, computer programs flag unusual patterns. Then human reviewers check those flags. If they decide to continue, physical surveillance begins. Finally, enough documentation builds up to justify preparing a warrant. Your case is now at this final stage. The operation at the second house connects to large networks through encrypted channels. Everything they collect about you gets sent to analysis centers where they build the formal case used to justify action against you. What makes you vulnerable right now? Insiders point to specific weak spots that could be used against you. You might have paperwork with innocent mistakes they could misinterpret. Perhaps some financial transactions lack proper records. Maybe your property has technical violations you're unaware of but their cameras can see clearly. Comment: help me fix my vulnerabilities to learn protection priorities. Organizing your documents creates your first defense layer. Securing your digital life establishes boundaries they can't cross easily. Making sure your property complies with all regulations removes visible excuses they use to target you. People who've faced this identify common exposure points. Areas where you might not have completed all required paperwork. Records that might contain small inconsistencies. Communications that could look suspicious when taken out of context. Addressing these specific weaknesses dramatically reduces their justification for targeting you. Former agents reveal which vulnerabilities create the highest risk for average people. Your best defense? proper records. When you can immediately produce documentation showing legitimate reasons for everything they question, their case weakens significantly. Their system assumes suspicious motives when faced with missing information. Don't give them that advantage. Beyond specific fixes, you need to break the patterns their algorithms flagged. Simple changes to your routine can make their profile on you less visible in their monitoring systems. Insiders reveal which vulnerability areas trigger the highest priority flags. Fixing these specific points immediately reduces your targeting profile, potentially stopping the warrant process before final approval. How do you protect yourself starting right now? These strategies come directly from security professionals who understand the system from the inside. Begin by documenting everything unusual happening around your property. Note exact times, descriptions, and take photos when possible. Create clear records for all normal activities they might question. Find witnesses who can verify your regular behaviors. Comment: I'm starting protection now to learn crucial digital security steps. Use encrypted messaging when discussing sensitive topics. Have important conversations only in secure locations away from electronics. Create legitimate explanations for anything they've potentially flagged in their system. Security experts identify the most effective countermeasures. Methods that create the strongest documentation trails. Approaches that establish legitimate reasons for activities they've flagged. Techniques that disrupt their pattern recognition without triggering additional alerts. Timing matters with these protections. Some measures work best implemented immediately. Others need careful preparation. Professionals who've handled cases like yours know exactly which approaches fit your situation best. Documentation format is critical. Certain record types carry more weight during reviews. Organization systems that clearly demonstrate pattern legitimacy. Verification methods that have the highest credibility when questioned. Don't just react, be proactive. Establish regular, legitimate patterns that create strong defense against algorithmic misinterpretation. Document normal activities with verification to prevent distortion during analysis. The most valuable insight. The same protection strategies that high-level officials use when they worry about being targeted. These insider techniques provide your strongest defense against system overreach while maintaining completely legal standing. What happens when they come for you? Understanding exactly how these investigations unfold helps you navigate each step without making costly mistakes. Their process follows strict patterns. First comes surveillance to establish behavior profiles. Then digital monitoring captures your communications and transactions. Physical observation documents your activities and who you associate with. Finally, they compile everything to justify a warrant. Comment: I need to prepare to learn crucial response protocols. When investigators arrive, specific phrases provide the strongest legal protection. Particular documents demonstrate you were prepared. Certain responses prevent misinterpretation while preserving your rights. Former investigators reveal the system's weak points. Stages where their case must meet specific criteria. Documentation requirements that create challenges for them. procedural timelines they must follow perfectly for their actions to remain legal. Even with their warrant, their authority has limits. Specific boundaries they cannot legally cross. Documentation they must provide upon request. Ways you can respond that prevent overreach while complying with legal requirements. The right words matter enormously during these encounters. Exact phrases that acknowledge authority without surrendering protection. Documentation methods that create the strongest record of what actually happened. How to ensure objective witnesses verify everything that occurs. Beyond procedures, understand their psychological tactics. Investigators use specific techniques to get people to say things that hurt their own case. Recognizing these methods helps you stick to facts without falling into verbal traps. Former agents reveal which investigation phases contain the highest risk and greatest protection opportunities. This timing awareness helps you respond appropriately when it matters most. Most people don't know all the rights they have in these situations. These protections exist specifically to prevent system abuse, but they only work when you actively use them. You have the right to see specific documentation before complying with requests. You can require proper identification from anyone claiming authority. Even with warrants, searches have strict limitations. You can demand copies of all documentation they present. Comment: I'm claiming my rights to learn the exact language that creates the strongest protection without causing escalation. Documentation techniques that establish clear records of your rights assertions. How to ensure witnesses verify all interactions. Legal experts identify the most effective defense strategies. Approaches with the strongest legal precedent supporting them. Methods that create the clearest documentation of proper procedure. Techniques that demonstrate cooperation while maintaining your protections. Certain rights must be explicitly stated to remain active. Others require specific documentation when you assert them. Professionals who handle these cases know which rights create the strongest protection in your specific situation. Timing is crucial when asserting your rights. When to immediately declare your rights. When to request professional representation before further interaction. When gathering documentation takes priority over other considerations. Beyond individual rights, procedural requirements protect you. Authorities must follow exact protocols during warrant execution. Any deviation potentially invalidates their entire process. Your documentation of these procedures creates critical protection. Legal experts reveal which specific rights statements create the strongest immediate protection against continued targeting. These assertions often interrupt their standardized process, forcing review requirements that delay or prevent further action against you. You can't face this alone. A strong support network provides protection layers far beyond what individual action can achieve. Start by identifying specific professionals with relevant expertise. Connect with community resources familiar with similar situations. Create documentation sharing systems with trusted people who can verify your activities and provide witness statements if needed. Comment: I need a strong network to learn connection strategies. Specific organizations provide experienced guidance. Particular professional services offer specialized protection. Certain documentation methods create the strongest shared verification systems. People who've successfully navigated these situations identify effective support structures. Connections providing the most relevant procedural knowledge. Resources offering expertise specifically for your situation. Networks creating the most credible verification of your legitimate activities. Some relationships provide immediate protection value. Others need development before becoming fully effective. Those who've been through this process know which connections apply most directly to your circumstances. Communication methods matter enormously. Approaches that create the strongest confidentiality. Information sharing systems that maintain security while establishing protection. Verification methods that carry highest credibility during official review. Don't wait for problems to develop your network. Establishing regular communication with relevant professionals creates strong defense against isolation tactics. Documenting activities through multiple perspectives prevents distortion during analysis. Former officials reveal which support resources they recommend when worried about system overreach. These specific connections create your strongest protection network against unauthorized targeting while maintaining complete legitimacy within official channels. Here's exactly what you need to do right now. First, document everything happening around your property, especially activity around that second house. Second, organize all your financial and communication records to show normal patterns. Third, get professional advice before talking to any officials. Comment ready to protect myself for final preparation steps. Gather all identification and ownership documents in a secure, accessible location. Establish emergency communication with your support network. Make multiple copies of all important records and store them in different places. Every moment before they arrive gives you crucial preparation time. Nothing matters more than taking immediate strategic action right now. Your strongest defense comes through careful documentation, knowing exactly what rights to assert, and having professional support ready. Stay vigilant. Keep watching for surveillance signs. Continue documenting everything unusual until all targeting indicators completely disappear. These protection strategies aren't just for now, they create a lasting security framework. The right procedures establish ongoing protection. Proper documentation methods verify everything you do is legitimate. Reliable support resources provide continued assistance. Take this warning seriously. Act now with purpose and precision. What you do in the next 24-48 hours determines whether this situation escalates or ends. Protection is absolutely possible, but only if you take